Whether you're sitting in an office or working from home, mid-back pain and stiffness are incredibly common, and there's a variety of different exercises and stretches that can be performed to help with that pain and stiffness. The biggest goal is just trying to incorporate as much movement as we can throughout the day, whether that's doing some of these stretches, going for a walk, or doing some sort of strengthening exercise. Just know that there's not one specific exercise that needs to be done to help with that pain and stiffness. But in this video, we'll go over a couple of my favorite exercises and stretches that can help. The first exercise is to help with mid-back extension. And so we can perform this using a bench, a chair, or we can even do this at our desk. And so what we'll do is we're going to place our hands back behind our head, and we're going to put our elbows on whatever surface we have. And then what we're going to do is we're going to rock our hips back towards our feet. And in this position, we're going to be extending our mid-back, so we should feel it in between our shoulder blades here. And so we can either do a stretch where we'll actually just hold this position here, or we can make it a mobility exercise where we'll actually go into that position, extend the mid-back, and then slowly come back up. The next two exercises focus on mid-back rotation. And so for the first exercise, we're going to lay on our side here. And I like to have my knees stacked and then my hands placed on top of each other. And what we're going to do is we're going to slide our hand up overhead and then back behind us, letting our shoulder drop down towards the ground. It's okay if it doesn't get down to the ground and that our hands up off the ground a little bit. We're just trying to get that rotation through our mid-back. And then we're going to reverse the motion and then come back to that starting position. And so we're trying to keep our knees glued to the floor here and not let them rotate, because otherwise then we're going to rotate through the low back as well. And so keeping the knees down on the ground, we're going to bring our arm up overhead. We're going to flip so the palm's going to go up towards the ceiling. And then as far as we can go back here. And then just reverse the motion here. Flip our palm so it's down on the ground and then back. And for the next exercise, we're going to be in a quadruped position here. So our hands are going to be underneath our shoulders and our knees underneath our hips. And what we're going to do is we're going to take one of our hands and we're going to reach it underneath us and try to slide it as far as we can go. And then we're going to slide back and we're going to rotate up towards the ceiling as far as we can go. And then reverse the motion. And so we want to follow our hand with our eyes. That'll help with some of the movement. And then we also want to make sure that we're not holding our breath while we're doing this. And so make sure that you're breathing and not just holding your breath through the movement. We can also modify this so we get a little bit of an adductor stretch as well. And so we're going to be in a very similar position, just with one of our legs out to the side. And what we'll do is we'll take our hand here, we're going to slide it underneath us, the same that we did before, and then up towards the ceiling as far as we can go, and then just repeat. Everything stays the same, so we're going to follow our hand with our eyes, and then also make sure that we're breathing and not holding our breath. When it comes to strengthening exercises, specifically for posture, I find that a lot of them are just far too complicated. And so diagonal pull-aparts are actually one of my favorites because they're simple and they don't require a lot of equipment. In fact, they only require an exercise band. And so to perform these, what I like to do is I like to have both thumbs up. And so we'll grab the exercise band here, and then we're just going to simply just pull apart in a diagonal pattern, and then slowly come back. And so generally I do somewhere between 10 to 20 of these on each direction. And so the main focus here is that we're just squeezing those shoulder blades together as we pull the band apart. And so we'll reverse that motion because obviously we want to do both sides. Again, both thumbs pointing up, I just find it to be more comfortable. And then just pull apart, squeeze those shoulder blades together, and then slowly come back to that starting position. And then finally we can do some rows. And so we'll take the exercise band and we can either anchor it onto a piece of heavy furniture like our desk, or we can tie a knot in the exercise band and then put it in a door frame to serve as an anchor. And what we'll do is we'll take the exercise band here, and what we're going to do is we're going to just pull our elbows to our sides, squeezing those shoulder blades together. And we can either hold this position for 5 to 10 seconds, or we could just go for reps. It doesn't really matter. What we're trying to do here is we're just trying to engage those muscles in between the shoulder blades, and we're also just trying to make sure that we're in an extended position. So essentially we're just trying to get out of that flex position that we might be spending a lot of time when we're at the computer. So if we're going to just hold, we'll squeeze those shoulder blades together for 5 seconds or so. And then if we're just going to do some reps, we'll just pull and then just slowly come back, and we'll just repeat for several repetitions. Nice and simple. And this is kind of like a buffet where you get to kind of pick and choose which exercises or stretches you like to do. and which ones you find to be the most beneficial for you. Like I said in the beginning, there's not one specific exercise that you need to do. It's really just about incorporating some movement throughout the day and trying to get out of the positions that you're most likely in most of the time, which is that flex position. So just trying to get a little bit of extension however you can. Thank you for watching this video on some exercises and stretches that can help with mid-back pain and stiffness. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. It'll help other people that have mid-back stiffness and pain find the video. If you want to see more of my videos, hit the subscribe button over to the side here. I'll see you guys in the next video.